It's time to start preparing for the next roster update in MLB The Show 22. I know the previous roster update was just yesterday if you're watching this video the day it came out, but that means that the best time to start making investments for the next roster update is right now in the present. Lots of guys with the best value they'll be this entire update period are in the game right now. Lots of guys at quicksell, lots of guys that got a really solid chance to make some solid jumps in this next update. No better time than the present to hop in there and get on them. Of course, as we're diving into this, do know everybody I'm talking about here I find to be investable. There's going to be some other names that certainly are going to get some upgrades. Maybe a guy like Sandy Alcantara that at that 2K plus price point I personally would be staying away from. I like that, not going to be mentioned today, so do keep that in mind as we're going through. And of course, you'll find anybody that I don't mention in this video because it'd be a 2-hour long video. We went through and mentioned everybody. Hit me up down in the comment section below. Love chatting with y'all about roster updates. And if y'all enjoyed this video, y'all enjoy these roster updates, definitely be sure to leave a like and subscribe. If you want to take your support to the next level and get early access to videos just like these, get in, see some of the names I'm going to talk about, see some of the guys I'm investing in before the video goes live, early access to it before the prices get inflated, consider becoming a Stub Squad member today. Press that little join button right next to the subscribe button as long as you're on a browser. At the bottom of this video, Stub Squad level 2 and higher, they get early access to videos just like these and help support me continuing to do what I do here as a full-time creator. Nothing that I'm able to do here is possible without y'all, so appreciate all of the members we have so far and everybody who enjoys watching the videos and show support, whether it's here, gameplays, etc, etc. Let's go ahead though. We got a lot of names to go over in this one, maybe the most names we've ever mentioned in one video. Let's hop into it. First guy we are talking about today, Shane Bieber's last handful of starts have looked like the Shane Bieber we knew as a AL Cy Young candidate contender type of pitcher, a dominant ace. His last couple starts, he's looked like that guy quite again. I'm actually surprised that he didn't get an upgrade in this most recent roster update. His last 4 starts have been really good, specifically though those last 2, starting to strike out a lot more batters and begin to limit those hits. If he can continue striking out batters at the rate he's been striking batters out over his last handful of starts, he continues to pump out those multi-digit strikeout games, he's definitely going to get a massive upgrade there. If he can then mix that with limiting some walks, limiting some hits, Shane Bieber, a +4 in one update, unlikely, but we did just see a guy like Sandy get a +5, so it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility. Chilling right now, 615 on a 600 quick sell card, so right at that quick sell value. Really love Shane. Obviously, he has the track record of being a top-tier dominant pitcher. I like investing in guys with track record that are looking like they're rounding back into form. We're seeing that with Bieber. Really like a lot of what he's looking like, especially at 615 a piece before that hype kicks in. Gonna keep it here with the Guardians real quick. Andre Jimenez, one of the pieces they got in return for that Lindor trade, has been playing super well this year. We can see one thing I love about Jimenez, if you know me, you know this, that defensive floor. He has that 86 fielding, the 84 arm, 69 accuracy, a little bit low, but the 88 reaction as well. Has that really solid defensive floor, pretty close to an 84, as we can see right here. A +4 to his contact right and a +4 to his power right gets them up to that 84 range from where he's at already at this 83. Just got a massive jump, but his contact and power numbers still have quite a bit of room to grow. He's been starting to show a little bit of power over the last couple weeks and has been hitting for a high average. It is definitely conceivable that he can continue to hit for a high average, maybe show a little bit of power and get that bump in those offensive attributes, just enough to get him that +2 and get him into that diamond tier. Another guy chilling right at quick sell right now, 1200 stubs, quick sell 4 and 83. As with everybody though that we are going to talk about today, these are guys that now Jimenez, along with everybody that we're going to mention today, they do need to of course perform well over these next couple weeks. Whether it's their starting pitcher, they need a couple good starts. Whether it's position player, a guy like Andre Jimenez, he needs to hit for solid average, maybe show a little bit of power here over these next 2 weeks. And if he does that, definitely the possibility to get an upgrade, but if it comes out and falls flat, it's not going to happen. Definitely nobody close to being a lock to being a diamond at this point in time. We got to see how they perform over the next 2 weeks, but Jimenez shows off that little bit of contact, it's fresh, maybe shows a little bit of power. Definitely got a chance to get that +2. Moving on now, Nathan Ivaldi has been putting together some really solid starts over his last couple outings. He's been limiting walks really well, which of course, though, he does already have that 90 walks per nine. Can maybe get a little bit of a bump there. Been one of the better starting pitchers in the league for the last 14 days, 3 weeks or so. Now, he's got a lot of room to grow in his hits per nine and his Ks per nine attribute. If he wants to see a significant bump, get close to that diamond level, he is going to need to show out there. He's been striking out people a little bit more over his last few outings, but still been giving up quite a bit of hits. However, over the next 2 weeks, probably gonna get 2 to 3 starts in that time period. If he can limit hits over those starts, put together some solid strikeout numbers as well. A +3, probably unlikely, but a +1, +2, still getting you really solid profit margins and setting yourselves up to possibly have a play on him going diamond in the future. 900 right now on that sell now. So another guy right here at quicksell, really loving all the quicksell plays we have this go around. Moving on now to Willson Contreras, maybe been one of the better catchers in the league so far, for sure. From an offensive standpoint, he absolutely has been. Got a solid upgrade in this most recent roster update, but still with a lot of room to grow in his contact and power versus right-handed pitching. He's at 84 right now. Just needs a little bit to get that +1, get him up to that 85 tier. So we really got to watch and see how he does versus righties over these next 2 weeks. He's kind of been hot and cold, Jekyll and Hyde a little bit this year. He'll have this incredible stretch, then really cool down. But if he can string together 2 update periods of being a very hot hitter and show off at least some contact, hopefully a little bit of power versus right-handed pitching as well, definitely conceivable that Willson Contreras could be getting that +1 to diamond. Selling slightly above quicksell right now, 666, 1500 on that quicksell for these 84. So a little bit above quicksell. Possible a play where you could wait and see if he gets the quicksell at any other point, but not an awful play to come in here. 166 above quicksell. You're not risking too much, and the high play should be there at minimum, so you're not going to lose any subs. But if you want to play it super safe, definitely a possibility where you can come down to quicksell at some point. We got a lot of other names going to go over as well that are solid plays at quicksell. Next, looking at Zack Wheeler here, the NL pitcher of the month. Did not go up any overall in the most recent roster update. Was adjusted ever so slightly, but did not go up at all. He was an 83 going into the Friday, and he was an 83 leaving Friday, with the track record of being a diamond pitcher and how dominant he was during the month of May. I really like the direction and trend that Zack Wheeler is headed for. He really needs to limit those hits and start striking out a few more people. That's what we need to see. That hits per nine being low, that Ks per nine being high over these next couple weeks, his next 2 to 3 starts. Really keep an eye on how those next couple starts go for Wheeler. He's selling quite a bit above quicksell right now, priced out as an 84 overall right now, even though he is just an 83. So a little pricey, but a guy with a name like Zealer, with a name like Zack Wheeler and the track record that he has, he's got to generate a lot of hype around him. But I don't hate coming in here, overplaying a little bit above that quick sell price, because again, 83 right now, +2 is definitely in the cards for a guy like Wheeler if he can have some nice dominant outings like he's been having his last few starts. Got a trio of relievers slash closers that we're looking at here for this next one. We're doing a little 3-in-1 right now. We got Ryan Helsley, Liam Hendriks, and David Bednar. As you can see, I've invested in all 3 of those. I like all 3 of these guys. I put in my own stubs out there. I trust those investments. Bednar got this +1 during the most recent roster update. Hendriks and Helsley, they stayed where they were. I know a lot of people were hyped up on Helsley. He just had that massive roster update the one before, so it makes sense that they kind of just kept him where he was at with this one. He definitely wasn't incredible during the last roster update period. He was a very good reliever still, but wasn't elite. He wasn't perfect. Walked a couple batters, but he's a guy, again, only needs that +2. It probably one of, if not the most dominant reliever in the league so far this year. So limits these walks over the next 2 weeks. +2 likely gonna happen. On to Liam Hendriks, a guy with a track record, was a diamond to start the year, went down pretty early, but since then has been absolutely dominant. Liam Hendriks returning back into form, another one of those guys, maybe just one of those pitchers that took a little bit to get going this year, but it seems as though he has gotten it going this year. Chilling a little bit above quicksell right now, but he was right around quicksell earlier. Chilling just about 100 stubs above quicksell right now, so really not a bad play there for a guy who has the track record like Liam Hendricks here. Another guy, +2, very possible. Bednar, probably a little bit less likely for him to get a +2 considering he just went up in this last roster update, but it is definitely not inconceivable at all. 99 honest hits per 9 right now, so Ks per 9, walks per 9, got some room to grow there. Been a stud for the Pirates this year and right at quick sell value, so no risk in either Bednar or Hell Sleep for the most part. A little bit of risk in Liam here, but another situation where all these guys at some point over the next 2 weeks probably going to be chilling around quick sell. I like all three of those plays. Pablo Lopez, another guy who has snuck his way down to quick sell value. He did start versus the Astros tonight, and he wasn't incredible. He wasn't the sharpest he's ever been, but he wasn't bad by any stretch of the matter either. Already has that really high hits per 9 rating, but we got to see the strikeouts from Pablo over the next couple of weeks. We'll see how his next couple starts do. Again, he's a guy at quick sell, not really risking anything if you pick him up at 1,500 subs a piece. Of course, anything you buy him above 1,500 subs, you can be risking because we can quick sell back for no tax. So the ones I have all bought at 1,500 subs a piece, I'm not going to be risking anything there. He has a couple of bad starts, I can quick sell him back and get my subs back, but he's just a couple dominant starts away from building up that hype, and you could either do a hype sell or getting a chance to go diamond. I fully believe that at some point in this year, Pablo Lopez is going to be a diamond. He's going to put together a 3-4 star stretch of elite dominance, just like we've seen with his teammate here, Sandy Alcantara, was just a 77 2 roster updates ago, a 79 headed into this last roster update, but he's put together a month-long stretch of being absolutely dominant, and in return, they've quickly moved a guy like Sandy up to an 84. Very easy for a guy like Pablo to get that diamond level if he can put together a couple good starts. So I like him, especially at quick sell. Next guy we got here, a bit of a different one. Jurickson Profar here, left fielder for the Padres this year, playing all over really. Profar started the year extremely unlucky. He was hitting the ball hard, he was hitting the ball well, but he just wasn't hitting for average. He was getting incredibly unlucky. One of the most unlucky players in the major leagues to start the year. That has turned around for him in a massive way. He's been one of the better offensive players in the league over the last 2 weeks, as he's rocking a 370 average over his last 13 games, really hitting the ball well and hitting it for power as well. Lots of room to grow offensively here. Contact right, contact left, power right, power left. All of those attributes are below 60. That 55 to 60 barometer is kind of our league average line that we like to play with. He's definitely performing like well above a league average hitter right now. Best of all, 80 stubs a piece on the sell now. So if you need a nice budget investment, maybe a bit of a more long-term play, a guy who can get a +3, +4, +5, even get up to gold, and you just don't have a whole lot of stubs to risk. 80 stubs right now on Profar. I really like that play a lot. Got a lot of room to grow offensively. He should get some solid updates if he can continue to bat 370. Sky's the limit. Never know when a fielding update can come in as well and adjust some of those fielding attributes too. Before Yankees fans yell at me, I'm talking about Nestor Cortes Jr. in a roster update video. Y'all happy now? He's dominant. He's been an incredible pitcher. He thought he maybe could have got diamond in this most recent update, but he didn't quite get there. Chilling at that 84. That home runs per 9 holds him back a ton. And it's pretty sad that for the most part, SDS is not going to adjust that home runs per 9. It's really going to limit his ability to reach that diamond tier. But I do think he will be able to reach that in spite of just a 44 home runs per 9. Now, we never know when SDS is going to come in and adjust that number. But I think we've only seen one pitcher all year over all 4 roster updates we've had have their home runs per 9 number adjusted. So it is very, very rare when that happens. Would love to see it happen to Nestor so he can get that +1. But even if that doesn't happen, if he can limit walks, show some nice high strikeout games over these next couple weeks, definitely possible to get that +1. They could even come in, bump his stamina some, his pitching clutch. There are many, many ways to get Nestor +1 at an 84. He's really, really close. A little pricey right now, 1906. I don't know if I love that price for Nestor. I think it's risking quite a bit for a guy who, again, already has really high hits per nine. Those are pretty elite numbers on the hits per nine and solid numbers on the Ks per nine and walks per nine as well. I don't know if I love him at 1900, but if he ever slips in price at any point, I don't hate coming in, snagging some up at that point in time. We're headed over to Atlanta for our second 3-1 here. We're really going all out in this video. We got a lot of names. I'm telling y'all, this is probably the most names I've ever mentioned in one roster update video, but there's just tons of great value out there right now. Starting here with Max Fried, been one of the best starting pitchers in the National League. Now, when we look at his card, we can see stamina. Maybe we could get a little bump there. Hits per nine could get a slight bump. Walks per nine, that's pretty maxed out. 56 Ks per nine. If he wants a +2, if he wants to get to diamond, that 56 Ks per nine, most likely it's gonna have to come out. But that being said, honestly, that's a good thing that he has something that has so much room to grow that is easily adjusted. Max Fried comes out over his next 2 to 3 starts and is striking out dudes left and right. He's going to get a bump to that Ks per nine, maybe get some other bumps here and there, and a +2 easily happen. Best of all, on the 9th, which was Thursday, the day before the roster update, so would not have been included in the calculations for the most recent roster update. On that Thursday, my man Max went 6 innings, 8 strikeouts, which is really, really good. Now, unfortunately, did give up 8 hits, which is a little concerning out the gate for that 77 hits per nine, but he can walk back those hits in his next few starts while still striking out 8 guys, 12 guys per 9 innings. We're liking Fried to get a little +2 there. AJ Minter been a solid reliever all year long for the Braves. Hits per nine got room to grow. Ks per nine with a little bit of room to grow, especially for relievers. They're gonna have higher hits per nine and Ks per nine. Really, we want to see those walks be limited. If he can do that, +3, definitely not out of the question. +2's probably likely there as well. Maybe he comes in and then get him in some more clutch situations. We can get that pitching clutch moving up there for AJ Minter. Finally, we have Kyle Wright as well. All 3 of these guys right at quicksell. Kyle Wright, need to see those strikeouts, need to see him limit those walks. Very similar profile here to Nestor Cortez with that high hits per nine, a little bit lower Ks per nine, walks per nine chilling there, but that really low home runs per nine. So limit the walks for Kyle Wright, strike out a few more batters, maybe work a little bit deeper into games. All 3 guys, solid opportunities to get some upgrades. I'd say Max Fried is probably the only diamond potential for this upcoming update, but all 3 of them have some nice long-term potential. That's 2 more guys here. We're starting with Devin Williams, who, in my opinion, at his best this year, has been one of, if not the filthiest reliever in the league. He's had a couple hiccups. He's had like 3 outings where he's gone out. He's kind of gotten shelled in those outings. But outside of that, my man has been absolutely dominant this year, looking like the Devin Williams that we know as one of the best relief pitchers in this game. He's been pitching like that over the last couple weeks as well, really rounding back in the form. He's been striking out guys. He's been limiting the walks. He's been limiting the hits. He's been pitching super well. Now, you want to talk about how Devin Williams gets an upgrade? It should jump off the page already. 32 on the walks per nine is ridiculously low. That is abysmally low. He's walking dudes left and right. But if he can start to limit the walks, which he has been a little bit better over the last couple weeks, then Devin Williams has a chance to get some massive upgrades. It only has 2 walks over his last 11 innings pitched. 2 walks. That is much better than a 32 walks per nine. Honestly, pretty shocked that he's still a 79 and didn't get a pretty big walks per nine bump in this last roster update, but he is a Brewer. Maybe there's some Brewer bias out there. I know a couple people who would for sure agree that the SDS has some Brewer bias. I don't know where it comes from, but watch out for Devin Williams. If he puts together another 2 strong weeks without walking guys, he's gonna get a massive jump in his overall. 216 on the sell now right now, so pretty expensive for a 79, but still way under that of what a gold is. And we've seen some pretty massive silver to gold jumps with relievers this year. So a guy like Devin Williams could easily be chilling at 82, 83 come 2 weeks time. Again, making a play to becoming a diamond pitcher again. Last guy we're looking at here is Marte, who went down -1 in the most recent roster update. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't understand it at all. They knocked his power versus left, which was a little understandable. I got where they were coming from there. That dropped them down -1. Yet they didn't touch his contact versus right or power versus right. And since May 23rd versus right-handed pitchers, we got 50 AB, 16 games, relatively decent sample size. Marte's only batting 360 versus righties. with 1,029 OPS. So why did he not get a bump in contact versus right or power versus right? I'm not too sure. He's still hitting good versus lefties. If he can continue to hit righties at that high level, if he can continue to hit 350 plus versus righties with 1,000 plus OPS, he's going to get that bump in contact right and power right, and then start working his way back up to being the diamond player that he started off this season. He started off real cold, but has been turning it on in a massive way as of late. Again, a guy who was diamond to start this year definitely has the potential to get back to it. 431 right now puts him a little bit above that quick sell value, but not so much to where it's not a bad play at all. Really like what Marte is doing. Another 2 weeks of dominant hitting versus righties, and he's in store to get a massive upgrade. So that does do it for today's early roster update investment video. A ton of names in this one, an absolute banger of a video, if I do say so myself. As always, y'all enjoyed this video, definitely be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Let's shoot for 250 likes on this video. I think we can make that happen real easily. Comment down below, who are you most invested in for this next roster update and MLB The Show 22? Who do you have your eyes on? Love chatting roster updates with y'all down in the comments. As always, y'all enjoyed the video, definitely be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Until next time, I'll catch y'all around.